The Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to the Chaser Report with Dom and Charles.
And today, Charles, I have so many reasons to vote no in the Voice Referendum. I've got a collection here, courtesy of 9 News, of the top referendum conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
All of them incredibly true and deeply convincing. You're going to change your vote today, Charles. I'm absolutely certain of that.
Oh, okay. Right here.
From no to yes. We're going to get into that very soon. And I must say, some of them are genuinely creative. But what we're going to do first today is catch up on some of the reviews that people have left on the Apple Podcasts app, because some of them, frankly, are amusingly rude. Get into that after this.
I'm a little bit disappointed in the reviews, Dom.
Producer Lachlan keeps telling us that we need to check it out.
Yeah. They're all quite nice.
Yeah.
And I sort of would prefer. Oh yeah, we should find one that's not very nice.
So here are some nice but funny ones. So Tristan says, best satire. At first I was disappointed about the gas ads, but then I realised as a satirical podcast, the whole advert must be a bit. This is apparently, we have ads for, was it Saudi gas project?
It's renewable gas. It's renewable gas.
Well, what's the problem there? We all know that gas is renewable. You just have to wait enough billions of years for it to form again.
Or you just have to eat a burrito. Am I right?
Oh, God. Give that one star.
No, but I think that it's the gas companies of Australia trying to sell us on the idea
to greenwash, yeah.
Yeah, to completely greenwash.
And I'm
I've
convinced.
Had lots of environmentalists email me saying, that this is a total scam, so...
I can't possibly comment. Are they paying? Have we sold our opinions to them? If so, then they've got every right.
No. If the environmentalists want us to call out the gas companies, then they've got to stump up the money.
Just buy ads. If you want us to denounce, we're cheap. You'd be surprised how cheap it is to advertise with the Chaser Report. So what about this one? This is actually a very cutting attack on you, Charles, actually.
Oh, really?
It's from Rudely Awoken 106. I just love these guys. It says 5 stars. Nothing really happens unless I hear Charles Firth's incisive analysis of it.
I think that's a serious one.
That's so funny. What a great takedown. I feel the same way.
That's a serious one. That's a nice one.
No one actually respects you. Do you think someone... Is that... Okay. You'll have to write more reviews. Please jump on the app, and if you genuinely respect Charles' opinion, write a review saying so, because I don't believe it.
At least I get mentioned, Dom. Look, this one, read your recent episodes. This is from All Added Out. 5 stars. It may be time to get Mark Humphries to do the podcast solo for a while.
Ouch!
Most of the topics you're covering are just not hitting the spot from a satire perspective. Also, I think this must refer to you, Dom. Also, you could let listeners know when the ads finish, as I may be missing the funny parts of the content by skipping the ads.
That's pretty brutal. I told you it was a bad idea to get Mark Humphries in when I was away. You should have got someone dreadful. But Charles, hang on. This is 5 stars.
Yeah.
So even though it's a bit mean and possibly entirely defensible, Mark Humphries is very good. It still gave us 5 stars.
There's some just nice ones. This show is seriously messed up. It's so wrong it's right. I love every minute. Their review of the Barbie movie had me laughing out loud. True story.
That's very sweet, except the joke's on you, because we didn't go to the Barbie movie. Oh,
that was John
Delmenico's thing. Yeah, that was very good, actually.
That was John.
Well done,
that's
John.
John. That's not us.
Well, we did one on the Barbie movie without seeing it. There's also one, it's a bit of a burn. Genius, 1 word review above, 5 stars.
Well, no, that's all right.
Seems ironic.
It's fine. Oh, it's ironic.
Surely. Here's a good one. It's called Meh. It's by Bike Brad. Friday the 1st of September's episode was surprisingly entertaining. For some reason, can't quite put my finger on it. Surely it can't have anything to do with Verity Firth's brother not being on, although that Tom guy did bring the tone down a bit. I don't know who the Tom was, but we won't get Tom back on again.
No. Wait a minute. I think that might be about another podcast.
I'm just imagining they've forgotten my name.
Tom.
Wow, 5 nukes. Like the guy from Hiroshima, I just came back for more, and he's put 5 nuclear symbols. That's L-Cars rocking. How insensitive.
That's probably Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Because he's into nuclear, isn't he?
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for that. Please leave more reviews if you are so inclined. And the way to really hurt our feelings is to give us 5 stars and then burn us.
That's what we want.
Yeah, excellent. All right. So let's get into the conspiracy theories on The Voice. This is going to be very revealing, Charles.
But you would say that, Dom. You would say that because, that's what they want you to believe.
That's what they want you to believe. So claim one, this is all from 9 News.
Yeah.
Postal voting isn't safe. This is...
Is that because of paper cuts?
Particularly, yes. Particularly after all the, the discussions in America about all the stolen ballots. Just as Donald Trump's election was stolen from him, the concern is that if postals are used, the evil forces of yes will somehow scam this thing.
Yes, although I've looked into this conspiracy theory, Dom, and there's one fatal flaw with the Australian version of this, because what the American conspiracy theory was that the postal service itself, which is controlled by the federal government, was in
of course.
Yes.
The feds.
Whereas Australia Post is so incompetent, there is no way they could organise an elaborate conspiracy.
Actually, the only way that postal votes could go wrong is if Australia Post tried to have a massive conspiracy to and they'd fuck it up so badly that they'd just accidentally lose them all.
Although everyone would end up with expensive watches.
They would definitely get watches, that's true. So look, if Australia Post does start offering watches in return for yes votes, you'll know there's something to this one.
Yes.
Okay, the next one here is that votes in pencil, this happens every time. There's a lot of people who object to votes being in pencil, and the claim here is that votes in pencil will literally be rubbed out. Now, the AEC, government agency you can't trust, says they use pencils because when they fold the ballot papers, as you're required to do, they don't smudge, and also they can store them and reuse them from one event to another. And also they don't dry in tropical locations. That's what they say, and they're cheaper than other implements, which is what they would say if they were planning on rubbing out our no votes, Charles.
But isn't the other problem with that conspiracy theory that no eraser ever properly rubs out pencil?
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
The fatal flaw.
The scrutineers would go, look, someone's rubbed that one out in 1 second.
The other funny thing is that, there's been several reports of, I think, Bolsonaro,
the Brazilian
the Brazilian president,
former president,
looked into using invisible ink in the pens.
Brilliant. So that the text would just disappear.
Would just disappear.
An hour later. It's informal. Check it out.
Yeah. So I love the idea that pencil, which actually is a physical graphite on a sort of thing, is less safe than an ink, which could be done invisibly.
Yeah. Hey, look, if it was possible to rub out pencils and invalidate votes, you would know this because Republican lawmakers would have applied that in the inner cities in America. That's absolutely what would have happened. So it can't be a thing. Okay, the next one, Charles, the next conspiracy theory. My favourite things in the conspiracy theory genre, Charles, are the concepts that some weird, archaic aspect of law invalidates what the government does. These things tend to go to court and the court goes, no, the government passes a law and it's a law. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
But so here's one.
So this is some sort of citizen, it's sovereign citizen.
Yeah. It doesn't involve Magna Carta, strangely. This claim is that the vote is illegitimate because the writ for the referendum was not issued with the Great Seal of the Commonwealth and that the writ must be displayed at polling places. So the Great Seal of the Commonwealth, which I believe is some sort of stamp and not a marine creature, was supposedly not used. So the AEC says, no, the Governor-General just issued it like every other bit of law. But maybe what we should say is if the wrong side wins, well, where was the Great Seal of the Commonwealth, people?
Yeah, I've never heard of the Great Seal. I'd like one for myself.
What's the Great Seal of the Chaser?
Can you buy one off Amazon or Alibaba or something?
I bet you can. The Great Seal of the Commonwealth of Australia.
I've
never heard of this.
We should get a Great Seal of the Chaser.
We should.
And we can just make laws using the Great Seal. You just buy one, and then if you don't want to pay your tax or something like that, you just pass a law.
You can get one
from the Great Seal.
From Officeworks, can't you? Yeah, just a Great Seal. Get a really great seal. I can see here actually. There's basically a metal item with a coat of arms.
Does it have Albo's face on it? Is it?
Yeah, it's got hot elbow. Hot elbow's face. That's and you stamp something with it sizzlingly hot.
Yeah, right.
No, there's a new seal apparently issued with every new monarch, so there's going to be another one.
Is that why they
they
didn't have it in stock? Because they didn't have the old Lizzie ones.
There's a Lizzie one, that's right. That's probably part of the theory. So yeah, the Great Seal is.
We should definitely get one for the Chaser.
Yep. Get on that for sure. Well, should sell it as merchandise.
As a Great Seal, yes. Make your own laws.
Okay, so another one. Roll stacking.
I'll tell you what, you get lots of sovereign citizens buying them. I reckon you can make a lot of money.
The Chaser's Chaser.
Magna Carta.
Yeah. There's also a claim that the AEC has indulged in roll stacking by getting more people to enrol.
Yes, Indigenous people. They got all the Indigenous people to vote.
And even worse, young people.
Ah, no.
So the point here is, yes, that the AEC does its job by getting rid of dead people and adding new people to turn 18.
Oh, it's such a conspiracy getting all those people eligible to vote.
Yes, they've stacked the roll with voters. So that's an outrage.
Well, you'd never see that happening in Florida.
You wouldn't.
Nah.
Absolutely not. They wouldn't be allowed in.
Yeah.
They would say, look, you were in prison. You can't vote.
The Chaser Report. News you know you can't trust.
There's also a theory that there will be 2 questions on the ballot and the answer to one could override the other.
But there's not 2 questions.
There's only one question. So this one will be easily disproven by looking at, I don't know, a ballot. And given that, as we say, this early voting has already begun in the Voice Referendum, I think this one might die. Why weren't the original pamphlets fact checks? Now, this was interesting. You might recall that the pamphlets came out with the yes and the no cases, and the AEC were not allowed to fact check them in any way. They couldn't correct typos. They had to simply print what was given to them.
Yes.
That was apparently a giant conspiracy for the AEC to not alter the cases of the yes and no. I can only assume that the no case was littered with typos, and it was a bit embarrassing.
Well, I don't know whether it was typos, but it had lots of all caps.
Yeah.
Like it was written like one
Well,
of
if you're
those
saying
sort
no,
of-
that's in
No!
all caps, isn't it?
No!
No one's saying no.
Yeah.
Okay, there's so much more here. Another reason the vote is illegitimate, this is a great one, because the Constitution of Australia, Charles, I don't know if you know this, has been invalid since 1973.
Oh.
Because in 1973, Queen Elizabeth her title was changed to Queen of Australia. The High Court has found that that was fine, by the way, but they don't mind. The Queen herself signed that bill making her Queen of Australia when she was here in 1973.
Yeah. And what, you can't sign your own
I don't know.
your own certificate or
She's
something?
still Queen of the United Kingdom. Yes, she is. It's anyway. So that's another.
So
thing.
hang on. What's the problem? Because she's now the Queen of Australia.
It doesn't work. There's no constitution anymore. She has to be Queen of Britain. I don't know for the.
Oh, that's a bit of an own goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just sign
So we should become
something
a
and suddenly,
republic.
poof,
Yeah.
there's no
So
constitution.
the Queen's power is so great that she can change her title and write herself out of existence. I don't think so.
That's amazing.
No votes.
I
will be
I like that one though.
Yeah, it's
that's
kind of out there,
I'm
isn't
going
it?
to use that.
No, because the Constitution has been invalid ever since the Queen declared herself Queen of
But
Australia.
does that mean every law since 1973 is wrong? Is
during
invalid?
my entire lifetime.
So, because they brought in all the anti-drugs legislation since 1973.
Yes.
So
And-
drugs would be legal.
And they're kind of anti-hacking and all kinds of things.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
hack away. It's
Yeah.
all invalid since
Okay.
73.
And also treason.
Trees,
Yeah, they updated the sedition laws about 10 years ago. So they would all be invalid.
That would be.
So we can do seditious activity.
And you know the best bit.
I'll tell you what, Sam Destiari's off the hook.
Didn't the fireworks ban come in after 1973?
Oh, yes, fireworks illegal.
All right.
That's the best news.
Also, no votes will be discarded. The whole thing is rigged. That the
What?
AEC will just dump no votes in the river or the harbour or something.
Well, let's wait for election night to see.
Look, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You don't have to vote. This is another one. That it's not mandatory, unlike regular elections.
Why
No,
not?
it's not. It is mandatory.
It is mandatory. Well, but why is that?
They're saying that so people don't turn up.
What, the no people are?
Well, I don't know. They are. Maybe they're hoping to trick some yes people. I don't know what the plan is here, but you'll get a fine if you don't vote, just to be clear. And also, there's a claim that special enrolment is required to vote. No one can just turn up and vote on the electoral, because that'd be a great system, having a special system where to enrol to vote in a referendum. So that's the best.
Well, so I don't understand that one either.
They are arguing that
The role
you
itself
can
is not
only
valid.
you can only vote in the referendum if you signed up to do so. That it's a
So
sort of
that
voluntary
would be,
process.
That'd be like 12 people. Wouldn't the Yes campaign completely win
You'd think
in
so.
that scenario?
So the bottom line is, all these conspiracy theories are ridiculous and rubbish. But
Mind
having
you,
said that,
Can I say, if the conspiracy theory is about, like the fact that if we vote yes, then Indigenous people will just run Australia, isn't that sort of already happened? Because in 1973, the Constitution was abolished.
that's true. So there's no.
Yes.
So it goes back to being.
Goes back to being...
so there's no terra nullius,
Yes.
which means that this Aboriginal sovereignty has existed since 1973.
Yes.
That's that's better than any voice.
It's handed back to the Indigenous traditional owners.
The traditional owners
Yes.
run Australia since 1973. The Queen
Yes.
to find herself out of existence.
We don't need the referendum.
So hand over your house to a local landowner. You are squatting.
Yes.
I don't own a house, so I'm even worse.
Yeah, no, you should. You got to get out.
Now you got to get out.
Yeah.
They actually would be hilarious. and frankly, in international law, a more correct position than the one where Australia actually exists as a legal entity, because that never was. The thing about sovereignty never ceded. Yeah. It's kind of a problem. Yeah. It really is a problem. Yeah.
Maybe we need a treaty.
That's what the conspiracy theorists said. Said would happen if we've all voted yes. So have we changed your vote, Charles?
I think you certainly confused me.
I think technically we have.
Yeah.
Technically we've changed your vote because your vote doesn't exist because of what happened in 1973.
And also, because you've changed my vote because the election officials are going to change my vote because I'm voting in pencil.
You know what you need to do?
What?
Invisible ink. That way, at least, where am I going with this thought? My brain's up.
Okay. Yeah.
Just write the whole thing in invisible ink, Charles, and they'll figure out what you meant. I'm sure. I trust me.
Okay.
Our gears from Road. We're part of the Iconoclast Network. Catch you next time.
You know what? The Queen should have signed that 1973 thing in invisible ink.
She should have.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I bet if you go back and look at the legal instrument where Australia was even founded in the first place, it was 1788. It's probably faded by now.
Yes. They should have used pencil.